Coconetics, Oliver. Today I want to show off something I've been working on. It's a bit of a pet project for me. I've got one app, you might have seen it, it's called Summertime, and it's an iPhone only app that shows when the next daylight savings time switch will be. And one of the ways how I think I can increase its value is if I made it a universal app. But the problem there is I don't want to completely have to redo the user interface. And my solution for scenarios like this, and you might have one or more apps yourself that have the same problem, is I would want to be able to reuse my view controllers and views that I created for iPhone, but wrap around an iPad capable user interface. And here's what I've come up with. So let's see, if I say start this app on my iPhone, I would just have several pages where I can flick through, similar to, say, the weather app. You could have a paging indicator at the bottom, or the scroll view. One thing that you even could do is, if you said you wanted to have a bit of a spacing between the views, you just add some extra padding, and now you see there's a space, and works rather well. And say we have a background where you have a flip view, so double tap here, and now I see my background table with my just some sample, and if I double click again, I get back. So that's something, I don't know if that's okay, because the user doesn't know that you can switch, but it's something that I will be using on the iPad version of this demo. So for what I'm saying is, I need to still think of what the best way would be to switch, probably with a button or something, or yeah, with a small button that says setup, and then you have like the setup here, and by the way, you can still scroll. So that could be either modally or non-modally, but that's not the point here. The point is this blue view controller would be one that I created for the iPhone that knows how to handle this resolution, and so yeah, that still works. And the idea is also to not having to really do so much in your app. You would just get one of these DTCards view controller, and then you would push a view controller and specify a front view controller and a back view controller, and the rest would be done by this component. Now let's have a look at the iPad version. Obviously this iPad is much bigger, and now it would also show the view controllers, but they would be crap. Now I have this problem that the simulator is extra slow. Okay, now it works again. So you would still see all the cards next to each other, but with a bit of spacing on a larger view. That also would work obviously in landscape. So you could again go back and forth. You could double tap on a card to flip to the back. Yeah, again here, don't know if I just made a gesture recognizer for double tap. There might be a better way, maybe by tapping outside of the card or so. Something you have to think of, or I have to think of what makes the most sense. And the other thing that's also cool, say if you're on portrait and you say, okay, I want to have a closer look at this. So I pinch open, and then I get my card in the full screen. And now the scroll view also has paging. So I've got individual pages with the entire card. I can double click to see the back. You see, I can even rotate, and it would still be in this close-up mode. And if I go back, yeah, I get individual cards. I can pinch close, so I get the other cards. So this way, I'm always using the most resolution for my view controllers. As I said, you just have to make the view controller take care of the layout of its subviews appropriately based on the if there's a change in the frame, for example. So this pinch open. Okay, now I've got this slow simulator problem again. This pinch open, for example, you would now, that's an animation. So here you do a layout subviews with, say, more info or bigger views, and so the card doesn't have to look exactly like it is in the smaller version. And so yeah, that's a convenient thing. And if there's another thing, say now 2 is almost in the center, and if I rotate, you see it centers the current view when you rotate. So if you go, now it's 1. So it's taking care of all these plumbing things. I don't quite know yet what to do with that. I probably will try building it into the summertime app just to see if that works out. If you have any ideas for what kind of app could benefit from making the user interface universal with this, let me know. That's it for my demonstration of DTCards.